Right. So we're looking through these promises of Christmas throughout the Bible. And we've been going through the Old Testament, and now we're going to look at Malachi's promise of Christmas. And that's important because that is in most Bibles, that is the last book of the Old Testament. This is the last book before Jesus' birth, Christmas, starts to happen. Now, there are still some promises which we're going to look at after today, but this is going to be one of the big ones. Malachi's is so good. Now, let me just read the passage and then we'll talk about it. So I'm just going to read. He's got two big ones, but we're going to look at one. So chapter 2, verse 17, just going into chapter 3. So let me just read that for us. And I wanted to read the previous verse of chapter 3 because there's something quite cool in that. Okay, chapter 2, verse 17 onwards. You have wearied the Lord with your words. How have we wearied him, you ask? By saying, all who do evil are good in the eyes of the Lord, and he is pleased with them. Or, where is the God of justice? Then I will send my messenger, who will prepare the way before me. Then suddenly the Lord you are seeking will come to his temple. The messenger of the covenant whom you desire will come, says the Lord Almighty. And I might read just the next couple. But who can endure the day of his coming? Who can stand when he appears? For he will be like a refiner's fire or a launderer's soap. He will sit as a refiner and purifier of silver. He will purify the Levites and refine them like gold and silver. Then the Lord will have men who will bring offerings in righteousness. So, one of the big things that Malachi is going to get us ready for is this messenger who's going to prepare the way for the Lord about to arrive. Now, in our next day, when we get to Zechariah and Elizabeth, we're going to be looking at who is this messenger before the Lord, before God shows up. And of course, it's John the Baptist. And actually, Malachi has another prophecy all about John the Baptist and how awesome he is preparing for this Christmas, preparing for Jesus to arrive. Now, of course, one of the great things just in that chapter 3, verse 1, if we just run through it, look at all the things that's mentioned of Jesus. I will send my messenger, John the Baptist, who will prepare the way before me. So this God who is talking through Malachi is the one who's about to appear. Then suddenly the Lord you are seeking will come to his temple. Now again, that's a whole nother aspect of Christmas we've been looking at. Who or where is God going to dwell with humans on earth? How? It's not through a building, it's through a body. In this real temple is Jesus, who is on his way. And then again, the messenger of the covenant, whom you desire, will come, says the Lord Almighty. Now that's a whole nother aspect of this Christmas promise that we've been looking at. In all these promises we've been looking at, or in quite a few of them, the Lord shows up to meet them. Remember with Eve, God talked with her, walking in the garden, met her face to face. Abraham, it was God who met with him and led him outside to look at the starry sky. The Lord was down, he was on earth, meeting people, promising them, I'm on the way. That ancient promise, I haven't forgotten, I'm remembering it, I've got it in mind, and I'm going to do it soon. Just hold on. That's this amazing aspect of Jesus, which John picks up, of course. Jesus is this ancient God who himself has been promising through the Bible, I'm on the way. I'm going to be born. I'm going to do this ancient promise, this ancient prophecy. It's all going to happen. But just hold on. Hold on. And now Malachi, one of these last kind of greatest prophets, has this privilege of saying, yeah, it's any moment now. any moment now. In fact, very soon, the guy who's going to get you ready for this Jesus is on the way. Now, of course, we'll look at that next week, this John the Baptist, but Malachi is so excited to tell people about this Jesus, and not just how amazing he is, but look, remember those last few verses we looked at. Jesus is going to be like this refiner or washer, launderer. He's going to wash and cleanse. That's a whole nother aspect of Christmas, which we've been excited by. Jesus who's coming. Oh, he's the only perfect person. Everybody's sinned, everybody's messed up, except this guy, except Jesus. And what's best about him, what's best about this Christmas, is this perfect person is going to help us. He's going to clean us. He's going to make us right with God. He's going to make us perfect with God. That's another fantastic element of Christmas, which Malachi is excited to talk about. But we're actually got another Malachi promise, which we'll look at soon.